in terms of intensity, so it's thought that it may become a strong tropical storm before it makes landfall tomorrow. And
by this time tomorrow, Tropical Storm Harvey will be making landfall somewhere along the coast between Belize City and Dangriga Town. Satellite pictures from this afternoon show the minimal tropical storm hugging the Honduran coastline, heading in a westerly direction. Chief Meteorologist Dennis Gonges says this general motion will continue for the rest of the life of the storm.
We're looking at landfall somewhere near, just to the north of Dangriga Town.
Is it bringing with it a lot of rain?
We're looking at 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, possibly 7 inches enhanced by the mountainous areas in the south. So it increases the potential for some flooding in those areas.
That is why the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, is advising people in flood-prone areas of the country to head for higher grounds before the storm hits.
Move early, move to higher ground. All the communities, in particular those like from in the Stan Creek area, we have Gales Point. It's very near to where the landfall is forecasted. Mullins River, Dangriga Town itself. We have behind the town all these areas, Wagirali, New Site areas. People who live in those areas, they know their areas flood. They need to move to higher ground.
Voluntary evacuations started on Friday afternoon and will continue at first light on Saturday. Fairweather says that while they cannot force anyone to leave their homes, it is always better to be safe than sorry.
Well, from tomorrow morning, we will have the people in Punta Negra. We are getting them into shelter, and obviously in Gales Point, they are right in the community, so they can just move into their shelter, as early as possible. It's not like they have to travel very far, so they just basically walk down the road and get into a safe place if they know that their homes are challenged in any way with up to 50 miles an hour. And there may be some homes that people are not comfortable in. Also, but we don't want to forget, we also have communities in the south that are prone to flooding. These people live there, they know they flood. They are familiar. This is not an irregular activity for them when it comes to flooding. The Magoon area, we have some people that have just settled near Golden Stream. They were flooded out a couple of weeks ago. Again, they need to move to higher ground. In Jordan, for example, we have they are known to get cut off. They are in a flooded area in Blue Creek area. That's an area that was flooded recently. We had waters rising up to about 8 feet a couple of weeks ago in that area. So these are known communities that are either flooded or get cut off due to intense rain. And we are looking at the forecast predicting 3 to 5 inches of rain.
It would appear that right now it is interacting with land over Honduras, but it is going to go over more into the open Caribbean Sea. Is there the potential for further strengthening?
Right. Presently, the wind speeds are at about 40 miles per hour, and as it heads closer to us, just before landfall, we're expecting that we will be seeing a 50 mile per hour tropical storm.
So this will be a strong system by the time it landfalls in Belize?
It would be a minimal tropical storm.
Gonges says that the effects of Tropical Storm Harvey will begin to be felt in Belizean territory early tomorrow.
The winds start to affect extreme outer waters around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, and as the day progresses tomorrow, we expect conditions to continue to deteriorate as until the system makes landfall at about 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. In terms of the winds from Belize City, in Belize City area, we're looking at somewhere around 25 to about 30-35 miles per hour winds.
NEMO officials are advising event organizers to consider putting off their planned weekend activities until the storm passes. Likewise, the best advice right now is to cancel any planned trips that involve our coastal waters.
All vessels are being advised to seek safe harbor. We know that particularly in the Keys in the southern part of the country, of Belize City, of Dangriga, of the Toledo district, we're advising the fisher folks out there to seek safe harbor, come into port and moor your vessels. We know last year we had some challenges with people who stayed late and did not heed the warning. We are expecting choppy seas, swells 5 feet or more. So we are advising the fisher folks, in particular those that are out in the smaller islands that are not always in tune to the radio. If we ask people to pass the message along, advise each other. We had our Coast Guard support. They have been out there since yesterday, advising the fisher folks to seek safe harbor and to moor their vessels. So we ask people to please pass this information along. Do not stay out there. Come into port and be safe. In terms of our coastal areas, we are planning to move the folks at Punta Negra. They are in a very vulnerable location, and their only means of moving is by sea. So we will be assisting them to move into Punta Gorda town tomorrow morning. Those communities along the coast, I know in the village of Gales Point, they have a shelter within their community. We are advising them to move into their community to be safe, over the passage of the storm.
By Sunday morning, Tropical Storm Harvey should have crossed Belize into Guatemala. Reporting for Love News, I am Patrick Jones.